the bicycle, built and painted. Paint divided by 3. By Trek to so the bike was built and painted by Trek. By is 27 as well. To celebrate the store's 75 years in business had been recovered. And of course, business equals love plus love. And every other letter equals love number 1, and the letters in between equal the other love number 2. She admits she was shocked. It was, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Hobbes said of the red Trek bike. There it is, straight from the actual article. There it is, the 3 words I was just preaching on. Red Trek bike. Okay, so where are we here? So half a love, love, half a love. Red Trek bike is love plus love. It was built by the factory and given to them. So it was given to them. So it was custom built by the factory for them, given to them in 2007 to commemorate the family's many years in the bike shop business. So she went public. She had little hope of finding it, and said it had great sentimental value to the family. She said there was nothing that could replace that bike. Perfect. That's a huge, awesome gem. Everything involved in that story is divine. It's because God is sovereign. So don't doubt God. Don't fear anything that currently is in your life or is around you. It's meant to be. If you think you're down in the dumps, if you think you've lost something right now, if you think you're behind, if you think you've screwed up, if you think it's beyond hope, if you think you've lost what mattered to you, if you think it's irreplaceable, just say, no, it's not. God is sovereign. God, this story is exactly the way it's supposed to be, and God is in love with me like crazy, and there are surprises coming my way that are going to blow my mind and make me sing my head off at the end of the whole thing. So might as well sing your head off now. That's the truth of it. Hallelujah. That is awesome. Don't you love personal stories like that? Like, folks, that's why you got to read your local paper. You got to get the gems of faith that God is writing in your local. Like this won't be on the 6 o'clock news. But this is one of my favorite gems because it's love. Like it's screaming out the color red, the color love, bike. You're just like, and now you're thanking God for a bike, and now you're going to go get a red Trek bike, and now you're going to like make sure you buy red bikes, and you're going to do everything in the name of love, and you're going to paint your house red and say we're going on King of God. Okay, that is so cool. So cool. Glory to God. So from the Pan Am Games, to even in odd numbers, to the Stanley Park Open, to the red Trek bike recovered, the threes keep coming in the name of love, because God is 3 persons who are love. God is love. God is equals love, equals sun. And it's going to be another sunny day here in Langley, British Columbia. So, if you lose something, sing your head off, like Job did. Because God has a purpose for it. If something dies, sing your head off, because God has a purpose for turning it around. Man, God works all things together for the good of those who love Him. And the word all things divides by 3. Okay, track bike, that's so cool. What else? Speaking of all things, this one, wildfires, okay? By the way, Canada and world both divide by 24,888. But wildfires are all across BC. Well, wildfires divides by 3. Wild divides by 3, and fires divides by 3. Wild is 48, fires is another 48, plus a 9 on top of that. Okay? So wildfires is 105, a 7-fold set of 15s. Well, here's your 15s coming at us again. And the year is 2015, which is 15 times 15. Hello, were these wildfires meant to break forth in this year to the glory of the Triune God? Yes. Is He sovereign? Yes. Does He have a purpose for these wildfires that we don't understand? Yes. I picked up a blessing just yesterday as my brother Jonathan and I were playing tennis. We noticed that the haze was a shield. The haze from the smoke had risen in the atmosphere to a level that was above all of us, and it was literally shielding us from the heat of the sun, so we had perfect temperature playing tennis yesterday. Just, you know. And the word smoke and smog both divide by 3. Those are the words I had written here. Do the math yourself. Smog equals love. Did you know that God can ordain smog over, you know, an area that I live as an act of love for myself because I'm His child? He can do that. He can create a forest fire somewhere that creates smog that will perfectly shield the tennis court that me and my brother are going to play on in love, so that it's the perfect temperature. If the smog wasn't there from the fires yesterday, it would have been very hot. Like, you got to see the blessing. You got to understand, you know, what God does and how it blesses people, and just like, He's bigger than us. He knows what He's doing. You know, God can ordain fires like this to strike fear in the hearts of people that need to come back to a love relationship with God. Maybe they've lost the fear of God. Maybe they've lost thinking about God. Maybe they've lost the knowledge of God. He can say, you know what? I got to show you who this story is all about again. You got to come back to the fear of God before you can get close to God. You got to respect Him first. Okay. So down to the photo. Look at this. So I get gems from specific photos. So this location is Saskatchewan, and the closest town is La Ronge. Well, both words divide by 3. Saskatchewan divides by 3, and La Ronge divides by 3. And the 2 capital letters, the 2 first letters, both divide by 3. And then the A knits together with N to make 15. This is 15. And then the L and the R make a double of 15, and then the GE makes 12 on top of that. So you've got 15 plus double of 15, that's 60, plus 12 is 72, a triple of triple eights. So La Ronge equals 72, a triple of triple eights. World equals the same number. Canada equals triple eight all by itself. And, like I say, folks, down to the detail of the exact photo that God delivers to me this morning, look at in this picture. This is from an airport. C equals 3, 18 divides by 3, 36 divides by 3. Best of all, 18 plus 36 equals love perfectly. Down to the detail. God is sovereign and works all things together for my good and the good of all Christians and the good of those who love Him. It's powerful when you confess Jesus Christ as God. The blessing of God comes upon your entire life and all of those around you. Like I say, folks, my brother and I were blessed yesterday to play tennis out on the tennis court in perfect temperature because of the smoke/smog that had now provided a shield at high level from the sun, so the temperature was now perfect when it would have been uncomfortable. And Derek plus Jonathan divides by 3, and tennis divides by 3. And it was therapeutic for my brother Jonathan because he had an experience where he was involved in an accident where someone actually died a few days ago. And so he is needing relaxation and needing therapeutic exercise and needing quality time with loved ones. And so we had a perfect tennis session yesterday. And I'm telling you that the smoke and the smog was a part of the blessing. Because at higher levels it provided a shield. The air was clean down here. It provided a shield from the sun. So that the temperature was perfect. So do the math yourself. Smoke divides by 3, smog divides by 3. I've always liked the word smog. It's fun to say. But smog equals love. Okay? And what's special about that is that it actually parallels the 3 center letters that equal love at the center of the word history. Love is at the center of history, His story. And it's composed of STO. And here we have an S and an O in smog, and the M and the G make the same value as T. So love is at the center of history. Smog uses the exact same number values to get the grand total. 39 plus 15, which is a king combination, trust me. 3 times 39 is 3 times 13, which is 3 times the 6th prime, 3s. And then 15O is 3 times 5, which is 3 times the third prime. So smog, you got to thank God for smog. Smog equals love. And then smoke is 24 plus 24, 48 plus 15, 63, 9 points higher. Both divide by 9, differing by 9. Smog is 54, smoke is 63. Smoke and smog from wildfires. It could be a wake-up call to prevent people from going to hell. God's saying, wake up. This life is passing. You need to be heavenly minded. This photo is too perfect, though, for the number 3. C equals 3, 18 and 36. Add to love perfectly. Add C to that 54, and you get 57, which is 888 by the law of prime. Wildfires. And you got to be kidding me. The town, La Ronge, equals 72, triple of 888s. Saskatchewan divides by 3. It's obvious. Okay. So I wanted to preach on that photo. And I wanted to preach on smoke and smog. And so the wildfires are a story that's happening that divides by 3. The red Trek bike, the Stanley Park Open, the Pan Am Games in Toronto. Oh, as I was delivering my newspapers, I saw a license plate that said Friendly Manitoba. Well, Friendly divides by 3 and Manitoba divides by 3. That's a lot of gems, because if you go to the province of Manitoba, every car has those words on the back of it. Talk about a common gem that people have to see with their eyes every single day. Here in BC, it says beautiful British Columbia. In 3 words, those divide by 3. And you just you know, if you want to start easy with the kids, start with words and signage and things that are so abundant that we just have to see them every single day. Like as far as text in our faces is concerned. When I get out on the road, anywhere in British Columbia, I'm going to be stuck behind a car that has a license plate that says beautiful British Columbia. Do the math on those letters. Those 3 words divide by 3, by divine ordinance, to the glory of the Triune God. And then this morning I saw a license plate from Friendly Manitoba. Friendly divides by 3, and Manitoba divides by 3. And you can knit together all the license plates and all the, you know, Texas is one of my favorite words, because Texas equals Jehovah, if I remember correctly. Yes, Texas equals Jehovah. You can solve every license plate. There are people who collect license plates. You've seen this before. You've gone into antique shops. You've gone to places like Disneyland and Carsland and restaurants where they've got like vintage license plates like all over the restaurant. You can literally solve every license plate under the sun for the glory of the Trinity. It's a problem solver's dream. Okay. Oh, and then another just mini revelation that I got this morning as I was delivering my newspapers is that the newspapers are written at 3 levels, and I deliver 6 different newspapers. 2 that are at the national level and international, but 2 that are primarily 2 at the national level, 2 that are at the provincial level, and 2 that are at the local level. And when you address, mail to anyone in the world, there's always 3 components. There's the country, there's the state or province or region, and then there's the city or town. 1, 2, 3 by Divine Ordinance. And I'm just telling you that by Divine Ordinance, I deliver 2 newspapers that are classified as, you know, primarily as being at those different levels. So the National Post and the Globe and Mail. Usually I start with the Globe and Mail. The Globe and Mail and the National Post are national newspapers. And then the Vancouver Sun and the Province are provincial newspapers. And then the Langley Times and the Langley Advance are local newspapers. I should have said the Langley Advance first because that's the older one, but they're both. The Langley Times is doing better than the Advance. But so I just wrote that down. There are 3 levels of news. Okay, just like God is triune. There's the national level, the provincial level, and the local level. And I deliver 2 different newspapers at each of those levels. Like I deliver 6 total different brands of newspaper the National Post, the Globe and Mail, national, Vancouver Sun, the province, provincial, and then the Langley Times and the Langley Advance, local. So it's all threes. Everything in this universe is based on threes. You've got the Prime Minister at the national level. You've got the Premier at the provincial level. And then you've got the Mayor at the local level. 1, 2, 3. Which level do you feel called to? Okay. God will call you to one of those 3 levels. Well, literally, you should understand all of them. Ideally, you should understand all. Okay. So that's cool. 3 levels of newspaper. Wow. I am most into the sports story. Oh, I got more. I got more. I got more. Speaking of the Prime Minister. So these are from yesterday. We're going all out here. So here's the Prime Minister. Here's the Prime Minister of Canada, Stephen Harper. Stephen divides by 3 and Harper divides by 3. By Divine Ordinance. And here is Premier. So here's a perfect, just off that segue, off that. So here's the Prime Minister, and here's a Premier of a province, shaking hands. Now what's special about this photo is, of course, the Calgary Stampede divides by 3, and that's why they're wearing cowboy hats. The Calgary Stampede is the quintessential event that takes place in Calgary and, many would say, Alberta. So here we go. Alberta Premier Rachel Notley greets Prime Minister Stephen Harper in Calgary on Monday. Well, look at what I've already highlighted here in this fine treasure hunt here. So Stephen Harper, both first and last name divide by 3. Stephen Harper adds perfectly to 153, which is king for 3. That is precisely the number of fishes Jesus ordained his disciples to catch the 3rd time he appeared to them after his resurrection. Read the last few chapters of the Gospel of John, and you will get the ultimate 3-fest of the grand finale of the King of the universe while he was here on earth, Jesus Christ. Okay? Jesus is God. God is God the Father, Jesus Christ the Son, and the Holy Ghost. But read the last few chapters of John. You get so many 3s, it's ridiculous. Fish divides by 3. Net divides by 3. Fisherman divides by 3. Bread divides by 3. You know, every component of what Jesus ordained in the set and every detail. So that's the number of Stephen Harper, 153. His last name Harper equals happy, equals family, equals blessed, and equals sugar, equals marriage, equals woman, you know, all this stuff. And Stephen equals truth. 2 king numbers in Mr. Stephen Harper. And then the word Mr. is 84, so if you say Mr. Stephen Harper, that divides by 3 as well. So, so Stephen equals truth. That's the name of the first Christian martyr. Harper equals happy, equals blessed, equals family. So Stephen Harper solved for the glory of the Trinity. And then Prime Minister divides by 3. It's 168, I believe, is 7 set of triple eight. So now Prime Minister Stephen Harper divides by 3. And then Rachel Notley, her first and last name knit together to make a multiple of 3. And then the word Premier divides by 3. So Premier Rachel Notley divides by 3, just like Prime Minister Stephen Harper. And so here they are shaking hands to the glory of the Trinity. And that's exactly how it works. And shaking the hand divides by 3. You know, the root of shake divides by 3, and then you get the idea. And of course the word hand is 3 times 3 times 3. And this is all happening in Canada, which is 24 triple A. So Calgary Stampede, yeehaw! So Calgary Stampede divides by 3, and it's very beautiful. And then do that one for homework. The Calgary Stampede, you're going to be excited to watch it and go to it. And, so I just had to share that gem for you. And now this story is really, really funny. And by the way, the word belt divides by 3, and pant divides by 3, and the word buckle divides by 3, and the word big divides by 3. So here's Stephen Harper. So buckle divides by 3, belt buckle divides by 3, big belt buckle. Every word divides by 3 to the glory of the Trinity. So go to the Calgary Stampede with a big belt buckle and sing your head off to the glory of the Trinity. If you're really good, that big belt buckle will say, God is love. And God will bless you just for wearing that truth everywhere you go in public. He will. You'll just have blessings come your way because you're wearing truth in public. Get a big belt buckle that says, God is love. Even put the numbers on it. Your blessing will be even higher because you're propagating truth before the eyes of men. There you go. Okay. Yeehaw! Okay, so, speaking of flying through the air at the speed of light. This is one of my favorite stories. Lawn chair, read the headline for yourself. Lawn chair balloonist. So, the flying balloonist, his name is Daniel Boria. Basically, he strapped himself into a lawn chair that was tied to 100 helium-filled 2-meter high balloons and sailed like a balloon himself all over the Calgary Stampede. And I think that's awesome. And apparently God does too, because Daniel equals 45 and Boria equals 45 and balloons equals 90. This was foreordained to happen for God's pleasure and joy and for the glory of himself in world history. So, and why did he do it? He was promoting his company divides by 3, and the name of his company is All Clean Natural, which in 3 words divides by 3. So here you can see for yourself, here he is, by God's sovereign ordinance, sitting on a lawn chair, just like he's having a lemonade, and he's flying with balloons, just like the movie Up. He's flying with balloons. Let me say that a few more times. He's flying with balloons. Flying with balloons. Flying with balloons. Flying with balloons. Flying with helium-filled balloons. Like every single child has always wanted to do their whole lives long. About time someone did it. And even his age glorifies the number 3. He's age 26, which equals God. Okay, so here he is, flying with balloons. So balloons equals 90. And find love in balloons, we've done it before. LO plus LO equals love at the dead center. Very obvious. And then BA is 3, and then NS is 33. Like balloons is so loaded with love, it's not even funny. LO plus LO is half a love plus half a love in the dead center, the only letters that divide by 3. BA is 3, NS is 33 equals Amen. It all adds to the King 90. Well, the coolest thing is that the guy's name is Daniel Boria. You got to be kidding me. Daniel equals 45 and Boria equals 45. That's a triple of 15s apiece that perfectly add, by my calculations, to 90 bang on the nose. Well, wait a second. That's the exact same value as the Pan Am Games, which are about to happen this year. Pan Am equals 45. Games equals 45. So in the mind of God, and before the trillions of watching angels, this man, named Daniel Boria, flying by the seat of his pants, with balloons all over his head, is literally announcing the glory of God for the Pan Am Games that are coming to the glory of the Trinity. Daniel equals 45, a triple of 15s, the famous prophet of the Bible. Boria, his last name, equals the exact same number. Everyone say exact same number, and you can pull out 15s from these things. In fact, I'm getting goosebumps. The A and the N in Daniel make 15. Those are the second letters in. The O in Boria equals 15, same position. And then you get the other 30 points from the remainders. Okay? So, Daniel Boria, 15 plus 30, 15 plus 30, 45, 45, and as I read his name, I said, no way, and I sensed the Holy Ghost say to me, wait till you do the math on the word balloons, and balloons equals 90, the same value as Daniel Boria. Like, here's the balloons, and here's Daniel Boria. Like, the two most obvious parts of this story. Daniel Boria, balloons. Daniel Boria, 90. Balloons, 90. 90, 90, 90, 90, Triune God, Triune God, Triune God. So this guy is now world famous for, in history for various reasons. This being the most obvious, foreordained by heaven. So here he is sailing on a lawn chair with colored balloons over his head to announce the unknowingly he equals Pan Am Games 45-45. And he did so flying over what? The Calgary Stampede. Well, the Calgary Stampede in 3 words divides by 3. So this human balloon takes off at the speed of light and does so without anyone's permission and is just making history. And I'm happy to read about it. So there you go. And so now you can solve his company and scoop up more gems. The name of his company that he wanted to promote was All Clean Natural. Natural equals truth equals 87. How does all clean add to that? Well, all clean natural is very cool because it goes 1, 2, 3. All is plus 1. Clean is plus 2. Natural divides by 3. So his company is perfect. All clean natural. What does it all come to? 24, 36, 39, 45, Wow, all clean equals 60. Nice 15s there. Plus natural, 87. That all clean natural is 147. You've got to be kidding me. That is a sevenfold set of 21s. A sevenfold set of a sevenfold set of 3s. It's king for 3 in 3 words. And that went 1, 2, 3. All clean natural. All plus 1. Clean plus 2. Natural divided by 3. And look at the beauty of all clean. It's chain linked. It's doubly chain linked. In fact, it's where am I? It's actually triply chain linked with 3s, because the L and the L both divide by 3, the C and L both divide by 3, the E gets married with the A to divide by 3, and then the A plus N equals 15. There's your 15 again, and all clean. So his company is now world famous. He is now world famous, and he's singing his head off. Because God likes faith. And God likes faith and joy, and color. So now you can add the word colors there, like colored balloons divides by 3. Chair, of course, divides by 3. Chair equals desk. Both words equal 27 plus 39, I believe. Yeah, chair equals desk equals 39. And then lawn chairs, plural, divides by 3. 36 plus lawns is 69 equals Jehovah. Aha! Lawn chairs equals worship equals love plus love. And you can find the 2 loves easily in lawn chairs. I just did it right now. AW plus C is 27, IR is 27, and then the rest. So lawn chairs, like think about any event. Think about a summer deck. Think about a stadium. Think about an audience at a grass music festival. Lawn chairs. Lawn chairs equals worship equals love plus love. Grab your lawn chairs, get to an outdoor worship venue, and let's worship God. So we solved lawn chairs and all that good stuff. But the fact that his name, to me, that's the coolest part of all. Daniel equals Borea equals 45, 45. Balloons equals 90. Too obvious. On the same page as Stephen Harper and Premier Rachel Notley. And this is, what the Calgary Stampede. You're just like, man. As for the solution of Alberta, that parallels the word Africa and the word America, okay? And a host of others like Austria, where you've got A's plus 1 in front and back, just like the word God and the word Jesus, and the gold train of 3s is in the center. So what is the gold train of 3s in Alberta? It's 27 plus 30 is 57, triple A by the law of prime. There you go. And then Alberta will knit together with cities and towns within the province and people that go there and all the other things that chain in front and behind of Alberta. Okay. Stephen Harper. 153. But personally, I'm really in love with Daniel Borea, Mr. Balloonist here. He floats through the air like the greatest of these. The flying lawn chair man with his colored balloonies. You can do the math on the colors of the balloons he used. I'm telling you, he used the 6 colors of the rainbow. I can see it right now. This is amazing. And watch my movie where we solve the 6 colors of the rainbow for the glory of the Trinity. Do the math yourself. Red plus orange plus yellow plus green plus blue plus violet. 6. 6 colors of the rainbow. Those names add perfectly to a number that divides by 3, the number of letters divides by 3, and the number of strokes divides by 3. And it was a revelation for me. I got it on a pot of gold box of chocolates with their 6 colors of the rainbow, and it is the color violet, not purple. Violet is the official name for the 6th color of the rainbow, not purple. Purple doesn't make it work. Violet does, okay? But look at his balloons. I see the 6 colors of the rainbow in his balloons. So this event is a sign from God for the glory of these mathematical revelations. Look at the colors of the balloons. I see the 6 colors of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Da-da-da-da! He's glorifying the Trinity. There! And God is pleased. God is most pleased. He's glorifying the Trinity, sailing over the Calgary Stampede, the most famous event in Alberta and Western Canada at this time of year. He's glorifying the 6 colors of the rainbow. His name is screaming out balloons. He's just like, yes, sir, I'm filled with the Holy Ghost and I'm traveling through the sky. So, there you go. Anything else from this? For Daniel Borea, there's nothing more peaceful peaceful divides by 3. Then, in fact, peaceful equals Jehovah. There's nothing more peaceful than hovering above the clouds in a plastic lawn chair. Oh man. Suspended by helium balloons and watching planes fly by below his feet. So he's age 26, that equals God. He did this on Sunday, which equals 84, divides by 3. Remember, that's, by way of review, that's the number of years old that this tennis tournament is. 84. Sunday. So many things happen on Sunday, like you wouldn't believe. Sunday, over the Calgary Stampede, which divides by 3, and a $20 lawn chair attached to more than 100 helium balloons. He planned to advertise his cleaning company, All Clean Natural, by using only air currents to float above the Stampede before skydiving into the... Oh, he was planning on skydiving because he's into the chuck wagon races while his company logo flew by on an airplane banner above. He said it was eerie because Erie divides by 3. 9 plus 15 plus 18. Because interestingly, the word scary and the word eerie both divide by 3. And they contain 2 letters that divide by 3 and 3 that don't. Just, sometimes when we do follow God, it is scary, or it is a little bit eerie. But when you're with God, like David said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, that tells me that there are parts in our lives where it will be scary and it will be eerie. Like you talk about David in the Psalm 23, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear, for you are with me. That says to me, walking through the valley of the shadow of death, that's kind of eerie. That's kind of scary. Well, do the math yourself. Eerie divides by 3 beautifully. Scary divides by 3 beautifully. Do not fear, whether it be eerie or whether it be scary. God is with you. It was eerie because it didn't feel the same way you thought it would, Boria said. It wasn't as bumpy. And so now everywhere the name Boria, and look at how beautiful the last name Boria is. Like it's just loaded. All the letters that divide by 3 are in the center, and it's bookended with BA, which equals 3. Okay, so that's just incredible. And then study Daniel to your heart's content. Okay. It wasn't as bumpy as you'd expect. Bumpy divide. No, it doesn't. As you'd expect, but when the balloons started blowing up, the whole chair would shake like crazy. It was like a gun going off. The stunt didn't go as planned, okay, as they planned, but God is sovereign. After being up in the air for 30 minutes, 30 divides by 3, he failed to parachute into the races and crash landed a mile or 2 away from the Stampede. About halfway through my descent, I knew I was getting pushed backwards and there was no way I was going to make it. He said I had to pick an emergency landing spot. I'm pretty sure I broke my foot. It's no big deal. Calgary police said they were waiting for him to land. From another source that I read in the newspaper, he was just, detained and then he was released right away. It's like, no one really cares. That's honestly one of my favorite. I think that's an awesome story. Good job, Daniel Boria. We love you. And then what else? Oh, I just wanted to add some comments. We solved Christine Sinclair, her full birth name and her common name, and of course her number 12 in previous video. But just from multiple sources, I have been reading that the World Cup, the Women's World Cup, and in particular the final, shattered viewership ratings. And we preached on the solution of the hat-trick scorer, Carly Lloyd, in previous video. Her name by Divine Ordinance is C equals 3 plus love, and very easy to find the 2 loves in beautiful fashion. Watch that video where we solved her name, and we even solved the 3 goals. And it was the 3rd goal she scored that she kicked all the way from the center line. You got to be kidding me! And the center line divides by 3, and it's just too perfect. And this all happened at BC Place Stadium, which divides by 3. in Vancouver, British Columbia, which divides by 3. Add Canada if you want. And we solve gems from that. But I just wanted to comment once again that pay attention when something shatters viewership ratings. It's like God wants to be seen. And when lots of people are blessed to behold something, do some research into it. Scoop up some gems in that area, and we did that already. So find more 3s in that, the Women's World Cup final. I preached on a bunch already. And then another obvious gem delivered to me in the paper is Fenway Park, the oldest baseball diamond in America. Fenway Park. As you can see it for yourself, Fenway Park in all capital letters, the center of the stadium. Okay. Adds to 120 perfectly. And down to the deep, and Major League Baseball, every word divides by 3. MLB divides by 3. It's the oldest stadium. Oldest and stadium both divide by 3. Owner divides by 3. Current divides by 3. The current owner is John Henry. Now this is amazing because John Henry is exactly 3 points less than Fenway Park. Fenway Park equals 120 by Divine Ordinance, and the owner, John Henry, right now divides by 3, 3 points less. Okay? So current owner divides by 3. Major League Baseball, every word divides by 3. Diamond divides by 3. And you can just keep solving everything under the sun. My favorite gem from Fenway Park is that there is one seat in the stadium that is painted red. And red is the king of colors, 3 times 3 times 3, and I'll leave you to research that for yourself. The red painted seat of Fenway Park. And then one of the most famous parts of Fenway Park is called the Green Monster. And that's the large wall at the end that separates the field from the fans. And here's people actually touring it. But do the math yourself. The Green Monster in 3 words divides by 3. Check. So it's fun. It's a treasure hunt. You just going everywhere saying, oh, what's that called? Oh, what's the name of that? Oh, do the math on it. Oh, let's solve it for the glory of the Trinity. Oh, that's amazing. Wow, every detail of this place is screaming out God's glory. So it's very, very fun. So the Green Monster is a wall 11 meters high. And so that's what this photo is actually saying. You can read that for yourself. The Green Monster is 11 meters high. That's really high. And so that's where this photo is taken from, on top of the Green Monster. So the Green Monster divides by 3. Fenway Park divides by 3. The oldest baseball stadium. Every word divides by 3. And find love. Baseball equals love, composed of 2 27s, just like the word love. But find love and appreciate the beauty of all the letters involved in all these things and how they all knit together. And you're just like, man, now I want to go to Fenway Park, or at least learn about it. Okay. And then if you want, you can go to Galliano Inn here on Vancouver, on the Gulf Islands in Wild, BC. I highly recommend it because Galliano Inn divides by 3 perfectly. Everything is a gift from God in the name of love. Find love at the Galliano Inn. Bring your spouse. Go nuts. There you go. Or you can apparently go to the Cabins. The Cabins divides by 3 in 9 letters. The divides by 3. Cab divides by 3. Inns divides by 3. We've just taken the glory for all the world's cabins in the history of the universe. I recommend that you do one of those things for the glory of the Trinity. And understand that it's all from Him, for Him, and by Him, and to Him. In the name of love. So, there you go. There you go. Obvious harvest from the gems here. And, yep. Saskatchewan town, of course, Saskatchewan. It's so you can solve as much as you want, and perfect. And so yeah, the World Cup ratings. So yeah, Sunday's final. So Sunday divides by 3, final divides by 3. We solved Carly Lloyd, and Women's World Cup divides by 3. But this is the article on the ratings where broke records and all that stuff. And we solved Carly Lloyd in the hat trick, and hat trick equals 90. So there you go. There you go. Awesome stories from this morning. So what's my favorite now? Just as a personal note. I do like the red trek bike story just for sheer love and for sheer coolness and uniqueness. But I think I'm very excited about the Pan Am Games because that's going to be a huge event with a whole ton of threes taking place. And it brings a lot of people together. It's all about love. It's all about unity. Stanley Park Open is cool. That's local. There you go. Cool. That was awesome. Probably post this right away.